Himma daniya is worldly ambition. People are different in the world. Some people are very ambitious and some people aren't. Very ambitious people, if they have certain, there's a lot of elements that go into success, but they can have worldly success. Spiritual ambition is where you have a desire for other worldly things. Spiritual wealth, not material wealth. So just like you see people will work day and night to acquire material wealth, there's people that will do the same to acquire spiritual wealth. There's people that will get up at 4 a.m. To check the stock market because in Japan it opens up at a certain time. This is people really, they do this. They'll do that because why? They want to increase their material wealth. There's also people that will get up at 4 a.m. because they want their stocks to go up with God. It's the same basic idea, but one is himma aliyah, it's a high himma, high aspiration. The other is a low aspiration, worldly aspiration. Nasab is one of the things that Islam came to preserve. The way that nasab is preserved, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, la taqrabu zina, innahu kana fahisha. Don't go near fornication because it's a foul thing. Wasa'a sabila, it leads to a bad road. So ZINA is prohibited to protect lineage. Knowledge of your parents and your grandparents is very important. There's a hadith, ilmun nasab, ilmun la yanfa'u wal jahalatu bihi la tadur. Knowledge of lineage is a knowledge that is not necessarily beneficial, and its ignorance does not harm you. The ulama say that statement is for people that delve too deeply into something like that. But to have knowledge of your lineage is very important, to know who your relatives are, to know who your aunts and uncles are, and your cousins. These are all people of your arham, to know where you came from, to know who your people are. Those are very important things in Islam and historically in human communities. Knowing who your ancestors were is important. And one of the things that distinguishes blue bloods in the West and other people is simply that they know their grandparents. That's all. Helen Keller said every pauper has a king in his past, and every king has a pauper in his past. That the human family, if you go back, you're going to find that you probably had great people in your line, and then you probably had people that were not so great. The Prophet ﷺ, all of his ancestors were amazing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved his lineage. There was no fornication. Nobody, not any of his ancestors committed adultery or fornication. They were prevented from that. So knowing the lineage of the Prophet, the least that you have to know about him is that he is a Nabi al-Hashimi. You have to know that he is a Hashemite Qurayshi. And that's considered a wajib, to know that he's from Mecca, that he's a Hashemite and he's Qurayshi. But the ulama also consider it good to know his actual lineage back to Adnan, to Ismail alayhi salam, that it's a good thing to know.
إلهي يا متعالي